Hi, welcome to Body of Wisdom Yoga. I'm Mia Cutler, and this is my sister Sharon.
Hello.
Sharon's visiting from Australia, and so we,
Decided to make a yoga video together.
yes, we did.
Is what we decided.
So this is a class for beginners. Sharon's a beginner. You've taken some
I've done a
classes,
few.
a few. It's very gentle. It's very slow moving. And Sharon asks lots of interesting questions that are relative. I think you'll enjoy listening to her questions. They're from the beginner, which we all really are beginners in life. But
Yeah.
anyway, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for practicing with Body of Wisdom Yoga.
Thank you.
We're going to start out in child's pose. Do you remember what that is?
Are we going to move it?
Well, you'll use the blanket if you need it, right? If your knees feel sore.
Okay, I'll
I,
see. I'll start with, but it might be good. But
I like to use a blanket
on my knees.
so that you don't sort of need it down the road. Does that make sense? And your knees could be a little wider if that feels more comfortable. Then bring your big toes to touch behind.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, uh-huh. Good. And then take your hands as wide as the mat.
Oh.
Yeah. So do you feel how your head's kind of hanging down there? I'm going to put a block here, Sharon.
Oh, on my head.
Yeah, well, you'll move it so that it's comfortable. And then let your elbows bend so that you're, yeah. Here we are. Huh? All right. Is it okay if I touch you? Okay. Good. So think of words like soft, spacious, and you'll notice that your body begins to settle. Do you feel that? Like the energy begins to soften a bit towards the earth? And as that happens, see if you can start to feel the movement of breath into your back, your belly. Let your belly be soft. And then think of your shoulders just softening through this whole body. And as you do that, the breath will become more apparent. You'll be able to feel the movement of breath through your body. And think of a couple of words that would describe the breath that you're feeling in your body. The words could be smooth or choppy, uneven, shallow, maybe deep. So we just have a starting point of awareness of how you are. And think of your physical body, how it feels being in the physical body today. Gently lift your chest up a little bit and walk your arms over to the right. Think of your left arm reaching towards this corner. And then you could take your right arm off the mat.
Stay down low.
Yeah, stay down low. So we're looking to have a nice stretch. I'm just going to touch you again through this left side.
Okay.
And then not too far so that it feels like you're struggling. Just far enough that you can maybe feel the breath into the ribs. Yep, that was a great breath. And then over to the left. And then you just notice. You notice what you're feeling. You notice your breath. Great. And then come back to center, coming up to all fours. This is called table pose. So very often in yoga, there is traditional and then what works in your body. And sometimes those align and sometimes they don't align. So traditionally here, your wrists would be under your shoulders. Yeah, 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 a little more stable. And then your knees are under your hips. And no, yeah, I'm just saying traditionally, but they are. Yeah. And then when you look through your knees, you can't see your feet. That's sort of the traditional. Yeah. Your knees might be a little wide. You would tell me if they are or not. You'll feel that out. Good. So we're going to do something called cat cow. Push into the earth, round your back, feel pushing up through the low back, and then do the opposite of the back. Lift your tailbone up, hammock your back. Think of lifting your heart. Good. And then rounding again. This is called cat pose, like the Halloween cat. Push, push, push. And then the opposite. And when you do this, maybe try to broaden a bit through the chest. Nice. So move between these two shapes on your own. Well, you don't have to, but sometimes feels good to breathe out into cow and breathe in, or breathe out into cat, breathe into cow. So this would be your inhale, and then the other would be your exhale. I like your breath. It sounds really good. Breathe in and out of your nose. And it's nice here to close your eyes. It helps to go in the body, just feeling breath and movement. And you might want to try the opposite of that. Like, what would it feel like if you inhaled as you pushed into cat pose? Feels wrong. Okay, well, that was a good observation. Couple more. Think of fluid movement. Feels good, huh? Yeah, I think it feels good. All right, and then we're going to start to do some circles. So think of your hips going around your knees and your shoulders around your wrists. Yep. And when you do this, there's no right or wrong. You're just moving almost like a dog when they come up from sleeping. They don't really think about what they're doing. They just start to stretch because it feels good. And as you're doing this, can you feel your breath? And you don't always have to think about your breath, but. And then we're going to start to go forward and back. Forward and back. And as you go forward, try to keep your arms straight and shift in front of the wrists. And as you go back, hips towards your heels. Nice. Once more forward, keep your arms really straight, 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 and back. This time come forward and tuck your toes under and shift back. You'll feel a nice stretch, hopefully in the bottoms of your feet. Yeah. And when you come forward and then scooch back again, hips to heels. Once more. Good. Pause there to notice what you're feeling. So we do this check-in every now and again. How am I feeling? Am I breathing? Am I working too hard? Good. So we're going to come into a forward fold at the back of the mat. You might want to take your blocks. Bring your blocks under your hands on the highest level. Yeah. Oopsie. Move them towards your knees. Just walk them back. And then you're going to lift your knees up and walk to the back of the mat. Yep, feet as wide as the mat. Yep, you can take those. Bend your knees deeply. Find opposite elbows. Let your head hang down. These were just to help you to get there. Yeah, awesome. And then you'll just start to move around. And so when we forward fold, we're looking for something called a hip hinge. So bend your knees even more. And think of your torso heavy. Toes are soft. Nice. And then just start to feel a bit wiggly. Loose and wiggly. And very often here we always hold the neck up. See if you could let your head hang down. Yeah. Think of this being long. You could even gently shake it yes or no. Good. We're going to come into a twist. You'll bend your right knee. Put your hand on the block and lift your left arm up. Open your... Yep, but I'm going to put your block here so that we stay long on this side.
Like that?
Yeah. Think of space around your neck. Soft, soft. Oof, there you go. Do you feel that? Just soft here, and then we're twisting the spine. Nice. Reach through my fingers. Take another breath. Does that feel hard?
Oh, well, a little bit, not too bad.
Okay,
I
good.
find that I tense my shoulders. I can feel that.
Yeah. All right, let's switch sides. See how that side feels. Your belly. Okay.
This is harder because my shoulder's worse.
Oh, what does worse mean?
Well,
Does it hurt?
yeah.
Okay.
That's as
So,
far as I could go.
yeah. So you could even go here.
Okay, that's
Yeah. And then soft. And what we're doing is twisting the spine. There you go. Good. And you could even bring it back here.
that one's okay.
Okay. So you never have to feel pain, right? Ever.
Yeah.
Great. And then right hand comes down. Bring your feet in, hips distance. Hands come to your shins, look forward.
Okay.
And then bend your knees, let your head hang down. Good, do that 2 more times. Hands to shins, look forward, pull your chest forward, nice. And then forward fold. And once more. Oh, that was good. Did you feel that? Yeah, well done. Well done. And forward fold, good. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees some more. Feel the weight in your legs, right? That your legs are working, hands on your hips. Look forward a little, and then use your legs to stand up. Great, we'll do some shoulder rolls.
Okay.
Big circles. And you'll let me know if anything ever hurts.
Yep.
Because there's always things that you can do to not have pain, but accomplish what we're looking to accomplish, right? And switch direction. When did you have a shoulder injury?
I've had it a long time.
Oh.
That's severe bursitis in my shoulder.
Okay, pause here. Good. And then just notice yourself standing. I'm going to move out of the way so you don't have to look at me. So look at something, right? An awareness of what you're looking at. And that you're just stand. It's not very often that we stand with our arms by our sides. And when you're ready, reach your arms up in the air. Bend your knees as you forward fold.
All the way down?
All the way, let your head go. That's good. Hands to your shins, look forward. And then fold in, bend your knees. Rise up to stand, reaching your arms up if you want. And then arms by your sides. Great. So we're going to try to do that with some breath.
Yes, okay.
Okay? Generally speaking, when you inhale, it's either reaching the arms up or expanding outward. And when we exhale, it's contracting or folding in.
Okay.
Not always. And I don't know who made up that rule. But that's pretty much, yeah. So let's take a moment just to stand tall. Oh yeah. And you'll reach your arms up. Maybe let's try breathing in as you reach your arms up to the sky. And then bend your knees and forward fold. That's one breath. Hands to shins, look forward, breathe in. And exhale, forward fold. Rise up to stand. Long breath in, all the way up. And arms by your sides, standing tall. So when you're reaching your arms up, you could go this way.
Okay.
You could go this way. You could go any way you want, right? Doesn't matter. Some people like to push their palms together and stretch up. If you have a shoulder injury, sometimes this hurts people, so they'll do this. So there's no right or wrong.
This is trying to get your hands to the top.
Well, or to your top, which might be here if you have a shoulder injury, right? But there is a feeling of reaching up as you anchor through your legs.
Yeah, the anchoring through the legs is a good one.
Yeah, and that takes a long time to feel that. I find it's helpful to lift toes and then to try to keep that as you bring your toes down. And you know a lot about feet. So you try not to roll out or in, just sort of plant your feet. And you can always have like a micro bend in your knees. Just like, just a slight micro bend. So it's 3 breaths. We're going to do this 3 times. Okay? So I'll guide you through 2 of them and then you'll do 1 on your own. Okay.
Graduating already.
Inhale, stretch up, reach up. Exhale as you fold. Out the nose, out the nose. Touch the ground. Yep, bend your knees. Hands to shins. Inhale. Oh, let's try that again.
Not graduating yet.
All right.
So, yeah.
Why don't I go here and I'll do this with you. Okay? So, inhale, reach up. I like to look up. You don't have to. Bend your knees as you forward fold till your fingers or hands touch the ground. Look forward, hands to shins. Breathe in. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up all the way. Arms by your sides. This is called mountain pose. Out your nose. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out as you fold. Breathing in, lengthen. Pull your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Breathing in, rise up. Stand nice and tall. On your own. Oh.
So going up this again.
Awesome. How did that feel? Yeah? So when I was listening to you breathe, you're holding your breath right at the top and at the bottom. Does that make sense?
100%.
So it sounds a bit like this.
Yes, exactly what it is.
Okay? Let's try it once more so that as you breathe in, right at the very top, you start your exhale as you fold. Okay? So just do it once more. Just see if you could feel that. And you might not. Much better. More fluid. All right, let's come to the front of the mat. Yeah, face that way because you're going to step back.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
And I'm going to put these, so generally speaking, the blocks would be in line with your feet. And feet about hips distance apart. Nice. All right. So we're just going to start where we start, which is just standing. An awareness of how you are. Are you breathing? When you're ready, reach your arms up in the air. Try to get a little taller. Can you straighten your arms any amount? You don't have to touch them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. And then bend your knees as you fold. Fold into the earth, forward fold. Head heavy. Hands to shins, look forward. Bring your hands to the blocks and step your left foot to the back of the mat. Way back, giant step. Lower your knee. Pause, untuck your toes. Yeah, just see how you feel there. And you could walk your hands up your leg. And then you'll decide whether you want to untuck or tuck your back toes. I like untucking because it's more surface that's touching the ground, the top of the foot. It feels a bit more stable. So you'll either bring your hands to your hips, you could stretch them out, you could reach them up. You don't have to look up. This is called low lunge. And then, are you breathing?
Oh, see, honestly, breath is my biggest thing. I know it is.
Well, and that's okay, right?
Well,
Yeah. So the breath helps to connect to how you are. It gives you lots of cues. Let's just do the other side. Bring the hands to the blocks, lift your back knee up, and step forward. Hands to shins. Pull your chest forward. Good, and fold and let your head go. Rise with purpose, so effort and energy all the way up, reach up. Nice breath, that's awesome. Fold to the earth, let your head go all the way down. Hands to your shins. Big step back with your right foot. Big step back. Lower the knee. Take your time, you'll walk your hands up your leg. You can always support your low back with your hands if you need to do that. You'll decide an arm position that feels pretty good. Are you breathing?
I am breathing.
Good for you.
Wobbly.
Yeah, you look it.
Yeah, I feel more stable when I hold my breath for some reason.
All right. Well, the fact that you notice you're a bit wobbly is great, and that's okay. Bring your hands to your hips and see if that makes you less wobbly.
Well, I kind of feel if I lean more forward and put weight on this foot, I feel more stable, kind of more forward.
That's true. You are more stable, for sure.
Unless I come all the way back.
Oh yeah, don't be doing that. Yeah, no, this is good. Hands down and back foot forward. Hands to the blocks. Yep. Halfway lift.
Not like this.
Yeah, and fold in, let your head go. Rise all the way up to stand, energy lifting. And as you bring your arms by your sides, grow taller. Awesome. So you're going to do that again just on your own. You're going to step your left foot back, lower the knee. You'll find low lunge. When you feel like you've done it, you'll just switch sides.
And then I'm going to down to the ground.
You'll do what you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. All you're doing is experiencing being in your body. You're making some shapes. So here, when you look at your right foot, do you see how it came back a bit from the blocks? Yeah.
Should that be 90-degree angle technically or not really?
Well, you know.
Should my knee be over my foot? What's the consensus?
Bring your foot a little further forward. Just a little, yeah. And then try to lift your chest up. Yeah. So when you lift your chest, it's not your head, just your chest. As you bend your knee, feel your heel. Can you feel your heel?
In here?
Yeah.
No.
You can't.
You mean pulling a bit?
No, just pushing down, anchoring, so that it's not coming up.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? And come back out of it a little bit. Feels a bit more wobbly, right? And then bend it. So find that middle ground between really bending forward and then coming out of it so much that it's wobbly. It's usually sort of when the knee's above the heel.
Yeah, well,
That it feels sort of the most stable.
right there would be good.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Switch sides.
Can I just go straight into it?
You can do whatever you want.
I have to land with my toes bent, I find,
Okay.
and I can straighten them.
So something that's helpful to think about is that your front foot shouldn't be in the middle of the mat, because then it's less stable. We sort of want it in line with the hip bone.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And your hip bone's not the upholstery, it's the bones. So that looks pretty good, right? The padding.
Upholstery.
And then it's kind of helpful sometimes to just feel it. Bend the knee as much as you want forward
Feel it right here, yep.
and then back out of it. Back, 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 back. Bend a bit. Bend. Good. Back out of it. And then find that middle ground.
There.
Yep, where you're not gripping with your toes. The foot's working. Yep, really nice. Over time, there's a feeling of the front foot pulling back and the right leg pulling forward. It's like a scissoring of your thighs. All right, hands down and then step the back foot forward. Lengthen, oh, or not. Fold in, there I go. And then come on up. Rise up to stand. Great. All right, tree pose. Quintessential tree pose. So tree pose is a version of standing, right? If you look at standing, and then as we switch to one leg, the hip just opens.
Yeah.
Right? This is coming from the hip joint.
Yeah.
Your toes could be on the ground.
Yeah.
Here, 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 way up here.
Yeah.
Woo!
I am a tree.
So,
Don't blow.
good. All right. I'm going to go over here so that I'm not bothering you, but you'll just take, find something to look at, right? Which isn't moving. And then find that place where you're listening to yourself breathe. Maybe you're feeling it in your body.
Trying to balance myself.
Well, I know, but balance is a verb, right? You're balancing. So there is movement involved. There is action. You're never going to be still. When you feel like you're ready, you'll just switch sides.
It's interesting. I feel like I should be able to relax completely on my foot.
Oh, no, actually, it's the opposite. So what you did with your hip is...
My hip went out. And
Yeah.
Or it can.
No, we want to...
Yes.
We want to lift out of that hip,
Yes.
right? We don't want to collapse in the hip.
Yeah. At the end, I did the collapse.
Yes. And you know what, Sharon? So many students don't realize that.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, day one, right there, you thought, wait a minute.
I've done a few classes. And her tree pose, too.
And what?
Your tree pose, too.
My tree pose?
Yeah, I've done a few of your classes.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean on my platform?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, all right, other side.
One side is always better than the other.
Traditionally, yeah.
Traditionally.
But what does better mean?
Well, true.
It's all relative. We're just trying to balance
Should my hands be somewhere?
wherever you want. They could be up like you're growing branches. Well, that's a bit Egyptian. I'm not sure what that is. But find that place where you feel calm, steady. You're aware that you're breathing.
Stay this side.
Well, you just said the other side was.
This is my most stable side.
Well, the fact that you can talk while you're doing it's pretty remarkable.
Whoops.
All right.
See, I'm gonna leave it.
All right, let's come out of it. Nicely done. Shake it up. Now we're going to do Warrior 2. Do you remember Warrior 2?
Well, I remember, is it, well, this is Warrior, and this Warrior 2 this way?
No, what you just did was Warrior 2.
Oh, okay. Does it matter which direction?
Well, this is the front of, just stand at the front of the mat. Yeah, and I'll just guide you through it. So remember, when we stand, generally the blocks are on the sides of the feet. So you would step it. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason is when you step back, we need them for a bit of stability. If they're way out here, you don't step back as far.
Yeah.
And when we step back, it tends to be shorter.
Okay.
So if you move the blocks even further forward, it's even shorter.
Okay.
And we want a nice big step back. So let's start where we start, which is just by standing. Feel what you're feeling, right? Can you feel your breath? Just this sort of checklist of, so when you're ready, reach your arms up in the air. Bend your knees as you fold. Let your head go. Hands touch the ground. Bend your knees. Hands to shins. Hands to the blocks. Your left foot's going to do a giant step to the back. Nice. Left foot flat. No, just pivot it back. Pivot the heel down. Your back foot.
Oh, flat.
Flat. Oh, but pivot it. There you go. And come on up, opening your chest towards the kitchen. And then, are you able to breathe here?
What about my knee?
Well,
Is that more forward or is that okay? Or?
yeah, your knee looks great.
Okay.
So think of,
Okay, I look straight ahead.
well, traditionally the drishti's over there. Think of this a bit soft, yeah, and that your navel is turning a bit to the left. So if we look to the left, open your chest, relax here, relax. Oh, it's hard to do.
That is hard to do.
I know, yeah. And then just turn your head to the right. Bend your front knee.
Oh, my right leg is like shaky.
I know, because you're using them. All right, windmill your hands down. Step your back foot forward. Oh, hands to the blocks.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, step forward. We'll just switch sides, but let's turn around so that the audience sees you on the other side. So bring your blocks down there. You're fine. All right, remember where your feet are. Good job. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna do what you do and you're gonna step the right foot back.
Reaching for the sky.
Sure. Great use of the blocks. Oh, remember the right foot now goes flat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Step back too far. Something.
No, you did great. Oh, that was really good. Well done. This is the hardest part right here.
It is the hardest part
Yeah,
for me.
I know. You and everyone else. Sometimes if this is so up, it's helpful to bring this arm just alongside your body. Like relax it down. Yeah, yeah.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Feels better.
Doesn't it?
Well, that's my sore shoulder.
Yeah, so you can just bring that arm there. You never ever have to lift it up. And then turn your neck to the left. When you feel like you're ready, bring your hands to the blocks and step your back foot forward. And then when you're ready, stand up. All right, so we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. I'll just demo. Your feet are, generally speaking, as wide as your wrists are.
Okay.
That's how wide your feet are. Now, if you have really long arms like Michael Phelps, maybe you're, yeah. And traditionally, your heels are just a little wider than your toes, so we're not like this. Bending your knees to find that hip hinge.
Okay.
You're just going to come down. Your hands could go on blocks or the floor. You could bring your hands to your ankles and then just try to let your head hang down. Heels just a smidge wider than your toes. Just a smidge.
Is that right?
Yeah. Bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees.
Still shaking.
Yeah.
Comfortable, but my legs are shaking.
Well, that's okay. They're working, right? They're working to stabilize you.
You just hang?
Yeah, you just hang. Let your head go. You could shake your head, yes. Your hands could come flat. Yeah. And then we're going to do a little bit of something right and left. You may want your blocks. You're going to turn both toes about a 45-degree angle to the right. Walk your hands over to the right and bend your knee a bit. Yeah. And then over to the left. Turn your toes a bit to the left. Bend your knee. Do that too. Whatever you want. Think of your legs working, right? I know. A couple more times. And as you do this, think of your chest pulling towards the kitchen. Yeah. So turn your toes a bit to the left. Go to the left. Turn them, yeah, but pull your chest towards the kitchen. So the knees going to the left, but not the whole body. Once more each side. Oh, doesn't really matter right now. Good. You feel your legs working?
Is that a trick question?
Looks great. And then over to the left. All right, continue to the left, to the front of the mat, and you're going to step your back foot forward. Hands go to the blocks. Both feet, yep. Lengthen, fold in, and then rise all the way up to stand. Arms by your sides. Great. Okay, let's face the front of the mat here again. Let's bring the blocks there, Sharon. So we're going to put a little bit of this all together. All right, front of the mat, feet about hips distance apart. So your hips aren't that big. Remember, bones, not upholstery. All right. When you're ready, reach your arms up. Bend your knees as you fold in. Head's heavy. Hands to shins, look forward. Hands to the blocks, left foot back for low lunge. Big step back, lower the knee. Walk your hands up your leg. Maybe find something to do with your arms. Or right there is fine too. Yeah. Bring your hands to the blocks. Lift your back knee up. Tuck your toes under. And then place your back, place your back foot flat for warrior two.
Oh, I see, yep.
Great. Bring your hands down to the blocks. Step the back foot forward. Hands to shins, lengthen. Pull your chest forward. Hands to the blocks, right foot steps back. Big step, lower the knee. Low lunge. You could walk your hands up. And then hands to the blocks. Lift your back knee up. Back knee. And then place your back foot flat for warrior two. So warrior two is longer than you wish it was. Right where your foot was where it should be. And then hands come down to the blocks and your back foot steps forward. Step your left foot to the back of the mat and then turn to face the long side of the mat with your feet and your body. Come into a forward fold. Lift your chest up a little, walk your hands to the left, turn your feet a bit to the left, bend your knee, and then over to the right. Front of the mat. So we're going to do something tricky. It's called plank pose. Front of the mat. It's the top of a push-up. So you're going to step one foot back and then step the other foot back. Top of a push-up, a plank pose. Okay. If you want, you could have the blocks on the middle level or the lowest level or not use them at all. Okay. Bring your hands down to the ground. Step one leg back and then the other. Hands nice and wide, wide, wide with your hands.
Should my hands go under this?
Yep, and then shift forward. Shift forward. There you go. You can lower your knees here too.
Good.
Yes. Take a couple breaths. And then let's come back to child's pose. And maybe your knees a little wider. Good. I'm going to touch you again. That was a good breath. All right, let's come onto your belly and we'll just work a little bit of your back. Does that sound good? So come onto your belly and then bring your arms alongside of your body with the palms facing down.
Oh, like this way?
Yep. Bring your forehead down. Yep. And then bring your palms facing down.
This way?
Yep.
That's very difficult.
What's difficult about it?
It feels awkward from my shoulder. Especially my right hand.
So it hurts.
That would feel better.
Then do that. And I'm glad you told me that. That's totally fine. So you're going to press your hands down a bit. Press your feet down.
Yeah.
And lift your head, chest, and your... just there. Okay, good. So think of lifting high enough just that there's effort. You could tuck your chin a bit. Yeah. Feel what you're using to lift up. But low enough that you're breathing. So we're trying to open through the chest and engage all these muscles. Great. And then you'll lower down and soft. Ooh.
That pulls right here.
What pulls when you lift up? Okay, let's come into something called Sphinx pose. Come onto your forearms. Okay. So see if you could make your forearms look like the number 11 and then come a little bit forward with your elbows.
Oh.
Yeah, even more. Good. That just lessens the back bend when the arms are further forward. Yeah. Now, if you're getting the green light in your low back, you could take your hands a little bit wider and then lift your elbows up. Wider, and then see if you could lift your elbows up. Yes, lift your heart and then try to relax your shoulders a little. Does that feel okay? Okay. So if you were getting pinching or really compression in your low back, you wouldn't do that. Okay,
I don't
then,
know how much is okay.
well,
Anyways,
okay, we don't want pain.
it doesn't feel pain.
And if you're thinking it might be too much, then it's too much. Yeah, come on down. There's no, good. All right, let's come onto your belly.
Same when we were before.
Stretch your arms in a wide V forward. Yep, even wider a bit. Feet are nice and wide. And then when you're ready, you try to lift anything you can off the mat. Yeah, there you go. But only if you're breathing.
Oh,
Like if you were to hold this for 15 minutes, would you change anything?
yeah, put my legs in, my arms down.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
2 seconds.
All right. You don't have to hold your head up so high. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Take 2 more breaths. Feel yourself breathing. We still want to breathe. And then lower down. Lower your head down. I'm just going to give you a little smush. All right. We're going to roll over to your back. And when you get on your back, you're going to bend your knees. You can take that out so that,
That's okay.
is it comfortable?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
Arms here?
Yeah. Is that comfortable?
Well,
You could take them out. Okay.
yeah, that's okay.
So lift all 10 toes up. Oh, just the toes, yeah. And then bring the toes down. Feel your foot. Mm-hmm. Notice that the knees are neither tipping in nor out. Experiment with the feet a little closer together. Maybe a little closer to your bum. Nope, not like that. All right. And then push down with your feet and lift your bum up slowly. And then lower your bum down. A couple more times, just as minimal effort as possible. But you are using your glutes, which are the muscles in your bum. They're the biggest muscles in your body. You want to use those to lift up and then lower down. You are using the muscles on the front of your leg and the back of your leg. A couple more times, just feeling those muscles.
Am I holding when I go up or just?
Well, it's at the top of maybe a breath in, which again we don't hold. There's a transition from up to down. Good, we'll do one more. And the next time that you come up, we're going to hold the pose, but not the breath. Yeah. And then when you're ready, lower down. Is there a little shaking going on?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Take your arms a little wider. So not way up, just a little wider. Yep. Take your feet as wide as the mat, whatever you want. Feet as wide as the mat. And then maybe toes off the mat. Let your knees like a windshield wiper go right and left.
That feels really good.
Does, doesn't it? So we're going to let them tip over and stay on the right side. And this might feel nice. You can close your eyes. Okay. So there's always, this is a passive shape where we're not trying to do anything. We're just practicing being rather than doing, which sounds easy, but it's challenging.
It is challenging.
It is challenging. So you'll notice that there's that initial feeling of being in the shape. And kind of like when we started in child's pose, you'll notice that the shape changes. Where you might be holding tension, you'll start to release the effort in the legs, your chest, your jaw. And then what's helpful is to have an awareness of your breath. So very often when you think, relax, you don't. But if you focus instead on breath, the body starts to let go. Then come on back to center. Find center, set up your feet, nice straight spine. And then we'll tip over to the left. And you can move the block so that it works for you. And then come back to center. Draw your knees into your chest. You could use your arms. You can always find the back of your thighs if your knees are too far away. And just roll around a little bit. See how that feels on your back. You could rock. And let the rocking become smaller and smaller until you find stillness. And we'll finish in a resting shape. So traditionally, your legs would go long and wide, about as wide as the mat. Yep. Your arms are removed from your body with the palms facing up. So this is all traditionally. And I think I'd like something under your head. So I'm going to put this under your head. That feel good?
Feels good.
Yeah. And then maybe a little something under your knees here. And it's if I had a bolster. Does that feel okay?
That feels great.
I'm just going to put this a little wider. All right, close your eyes and we'll just rest. I'll come back in a couple minutes. So keeping your body very still, just begin to deepen your breath, inviting your breath back into your body. Really nice. Invite some small movements into your body. You could wiggle your toes or fingers. You're just sending this signal to your body that you're starting to move. Roll your ankles. Sometimes it's hard to come out of it. Nice. Might feel good to reach your arms up overhead, point your toes. You'll decide what's appropriate. And then very gently, you could bend one knee and then the other, maybe roll to your side. You could use your arm as a pillow or not. And we're just trying to keep this state of quiet as we come out of this. Yep. Good. And let your head come down and just rest there for a couple breaths. Yeah. Knowing that the practice of yoga is not limited to the time on your mat. There's so many things that we practice on our mats that we take into our lives. Kindness, compassion, acceptance. Take your time and you'll come on up. Okay. Bring your hands to your heart. That's okay. Good. Sharon, it's been so fun being with you today. Thank you for this gift.
Thank you.
Namaste.